What is up, guys? We're back for another Sunday Conversations. I didn't get a chance to do one last week because I did have a lot going on. I was coming back from my PTO that I had taken from work, and pretty much I just was catching up and trying to relax before I had to go back full time into my job. So, I first want to start off this video today with what I have accumulated for video game wise this week, and then I have one from the previous week. So the previous week, I ended up picking up Gears of War Reloaded for the PlayStation 5. Now, I do have this on Xbox digitally. However, I did want the physical because there's probably not going to be many more Microsoft titles or Xbox Game Studios that will go physical on Xbox in the future, I see. So, while I do enjoy having physical media, I did want to grab an Xbox Studio on a PlayStation 5. And when Halo Combat Evolved comes out, I'm definitely gonna get that on the PS5 as well. And so for this week, I picked up two. If you guys had watched yesterday's video, I picked up WWE 2K26 for the PS5. I did play a little bit of that already. And then I also picked up Super Mario Brothers Wonder. Plus, it is the meetup in Bellabelle Park. Bellabelle Park. Anyway. So that is my games that I've picked up over this past week. So I have a lot to play actually right now, and that's been the wonderful part, is actually having some single player stuff, some multiplayer stuff, and being able to enjoy. And I know I mentioned in the video, one of my previous videos is, I guess I'm just going to want to talk about it, right? This whole console versus PC type deal. And if you guys have been with me for a long time, a lot of my content was based around console stuff. And I did get a PC. I've always had a gaming PC at some point. And was it a little bit older at the time? Yeah, technically, I still have my 2000, I think it was 17 or 18, a pre-build that I had. Back in 2013, I built my own PC. It was good enough for what I needed it at the time. Fast forward, I wasn't doing a lot of PC gaming other than RuneScape. And then I ended up getting a pre-built that someone was just kind of giving away because they didn't know what was wrong with it. Turns out the CPU had a bent pin on it. And then I just wiggled it back in without breaking it, slapped that bad boy in there, threw a new graphics card in there, and, well, new to me, I should say, not new at the time. And, it lasted, gosh, I think even when I moved into this house, I was still using it for a while. And so it would play at the time Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2019 at 60 frames. I played a lot of Counter-Strike on it. I mean, you guys had seen me stream with it whenever I was streaming. So there was a lot that I did with that PC specifically. And then obviously as we moved on, I went to play, other games, and I needed a better PC. So in 2022, 2023, it was 2022 because Modern Warfare 2 2022 had come out. I had built a PC that Christmas, thanks to getting other parts for Christmas presents and birthday presents. And, I played ranked on Modern Warfare 2 2022, and so on. I had that PC for a while. That was my primary system. I had sold off my Nintendo Switch, my PS5, I believe I still had an Xbox Series X at the time. And at one point, life happened, and I got rid of all my consoles, and I was just primarily playing on the PC. And then, my fiance and I get together. My daughter was being born, and one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to get my now fiance her engagement ring, and so I got a Dari ring And if you don't know what a Dari ring is, it's like you can only buy this ring once in a lifetime. Like you have to show your ID for it. Um, you like, I just wanted to make sure that it was so unique, right? And I ended up selling my whole entire PC build. That I believe it was not this past Christmas, but 2024 or early 2025. I sold all of it. It was early 2025, I believe. Yeah, sold all of it, and I had an Xbox Series X for a while, and I would play here and there when I had a chance. And then the Nintendo Switch 2 had come out, and I, definitely had to have my hands on that. And then right before this new announced PS5 price hike, I ended up getting a PS5 Slim with a disc drive. So that's where I'm at with it. All of my consoles do take physical media, which is why I collect the physical media. I also do not ignore deals digitally, so I will, of course, do some digital on that. The only thing I'm really missing, if I'm being honest with you, is an extra hard drive. A solid state drive for the PS5 because I am running low on that 1 terabyte memory, and I don't even think it's a full terabyte. It's close, but anyway. And then I need to get one of the newer SD cards for the Switch 2 for the storage. But I really love the consoles. I really love PC gaming. I loved Counter-Strike 2. I loved Overwatch on PC. I play a ton of RuneScape, but I do have like a basic gaming laptop, and I have a M4 chip MacBook Air, both of which run RuneScape really, really easy. And I do use RuneLite. I do have the HD in there, like the HD graphics for RuneScape. And right now I'm just taking a break from RuneScape anyway. I can play that through my phone. I can play that on my iPad. Like, there was no reason for me to just have a big PC for that game. I will always go back to that game. Did I love playing Halo 1 through 4, the Master Chief Collection, and Halo Infinite at higher frames than 120? Absolutely. I feel like everybody, once you've got that taste of PC gaming, you always want to aim for 120 or a higher FPS, but if I'm being honest, I'm completely okay with being at 120 on my Xbox Series X and 120 for most games on the PS5. I do have this 27-inch OLED monitor behind the camera here that can go up to, I think it was 280 hertz. I'll never get that with the consoles. I'm very aware it's overkill for the consoles, but I love the way it looks. I love the way the monitor feels, and I'm super glad I got it. I was actually playing WWE 2K26 last night on the OLED monitor, and man, this game is gorgeous. Like, whether you get it for the Switch 2, the Xbox, or the PlayStation 5, or PC, this game is gorgeous. And granted, it's just a 2K game, but still, that's not the point. The colors are very nice on the OLED. And while I do understand that we still have to install games, what makes this awesome for me, a couple of reasons. I can pop this game in, play it, and it just works, right? I'm a father. I barely get a chance throughout the week to play a game at all. On the weekend, I'm playing catch up from the week. I'm doing chores. I'm trying to take a lot of stuff off my fiance as I can, while we both do our equal parts with the children and, just everyday household stuff and work on top of that, right? So for me, it just makes a lot more sense to only game on the weekends when I can, and there was no reason to have a PC for that. Am I sacrificing some performance? Yeah, absolutely. But I get to play on this amazing OLED monitor. If I don't want to do that, if I want to sit in this new chair that we bought for the game room and play on a TV, I can just move the HDMI cable. If I want to go play on my OLED TV in the living room, I just pick up my console, put it in there, because I already have a power cable and HDMI cable in there. Like, it's been relaxing to have the ease of access with console. And while I know a lot of people who are hardcore gamers would say sell all 3 of these or sell 2 of those and keep the Switch 2 and then just go get a PC, I just don't want to do that, Will I have another gaming PC in the future? I would imagine so. I'll build another one, and unless prices just do not come back down to normal, then I would buy a pre-build and upgrade from there. But at the moment, I don't need a gaming PC. I don't have the time to really dive into it. On my gaming laptop, that's not even phenomenal. Like, I can't play a lot of big titles. Like, I can edit on that for, like, videos if I choose to. I can use my MacBook Air for that. I just don't, like, in this point in my life, I just don't need to play, you know, PC. And coming from a PC guy, like, I love the technology. I love grabbing things like this new keyboard that I bought for my MacBook, and then for the consoles if I want to. I just need to get a new gaming mouse, or probably more of an ergonomic mouse to play things. But for my MacBook Air, you know, I'm using the Magic Mouse 2. And, you know, this does what I need to do. It's wireless. I don't play games on my Mac like that. And most of the time I played with the controller anyway. So, and, you know, unless it was Counter-Strike. And the occasional Call of Duty I did. But I think the hobby of gaming PCs, like, that was the hobby, right? Like, upgrade, RGB, clean it up, cable management, the setup. The setup was the point. And while I highly recommend a setup for anybody and everybody, even with consoles, A, it's just easier to do, and B, you don't have to have a phenomenal desk setup just to play console games, right? I absolutely love that I'm playing at my desk at most times. I can kick back in my chair. I can kick back in that chair behind me. I finally have come to, like, a peaceful gaming area that I can come into and want to play games when I want to play games, if that makes sense. I think overall people focus really hard on wanting the best graphics, the best frame rate. You know, if you're playing competitive shooters, like, you want all those frames. You want the advantage. But first of all, I love first-person shooters. I love wanting to play ranked. But I just don't have the time to dedicate it all to that anymore. You know what I mean? So, tell me what you guys think in the comment section below if you made it this far. You know, I think one last topic that I'll put on it for this Sunday conversation is I feel like the Steam Deck, the Switch 1 and the Switch 2, and then now all the other PC handhelds literally have changed the game. Like, I have Mario on that. I also have Persona 5 on that. You know what I mean? Like, you can get this game on the Switch 2. One game that kind of changed it all for me and really getting back into handheld games, I wish I had the normal case for it, but I don't at the moment, but this is Diablo 3 for the Switch. Like, playing this game on the Switch is a ton of fun. They added, like, you know, little bits and pieces here, but overall it's just the game. You know, again, this game came out on PS5, but I got it for the Switch because I can take it on the go. Not that this is graphically intensive or anything, but you know what I mean. And, like, so that's, like, one of the best places to play games right now is handhelds. And, you know, I am a guy who loves frame rate, but I'm also a guy who loves cozy games. You know, there's a fishing game that I have on the Switch 2 that I could sit back, relax, and play. I was grinding Pokemon Fire Red. Like I said, I have Persona 5 on there. I have Pokemon Legends ZA, you know, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I'm so glad I got the Switch 2 version because playing that game 60 frames per second is amazing. And to be able to do that in handheld is also just as amazing. So, looking into it, I'm so glad that I have all three consoles and different ways to play the games. Like, most of the time my competitive shooters are on Xbox for the most part, you know, and when Marvel Rivals came out, that's where I was playing it. I had a great experience with it. You know, my PS5 is built right now for mostly single player games and to play with my friends who were on PS5 and the multiplayer. Like, we're playing this co-op, me and one of my really good friends, you know, and this may be, if I keep dedicating time to it, might be my first platinum trophy ever. Because I don't have a platinum trophy, funny enough. I've always been an Xbox and Nintendo guy. You know, the things that I do miss from gaming PCs, you know, obviously I could get a Steam Deck and have that same experience as I do with the Switch. You know, I could get one of the other PC handhelds that are also very costly. But the things that I'm giving up are things that I'm okay with giving up. Like, for instance, in my drawer here, when I played competitive games and stuff, I wouldn't wear a headset. I would wear IEMs. And I could use a USB microphone, plug it into my PlayStation, Xbox, etc., and use those into the controller. But I do have a headset that I picked up for a fantastic price. I have wireless headsets for both my Xbox and my PlayStation if I want that surround sound. But I'm such a casual gamer now that I don't need to be hardcore, you know, into it. But I love PC gaming, and I will never take away anything from it. You do get fantastic value from the prices of the games, especially if you wait. You have Humble Bundle, Steam's running their fall and spring sales all the time, and just normal sales. I mean, you get a lot of value from the PC. But my preference will always be consoles because the affordability, the fact that I can sit back, relax, and play. I can put it at a desk, basically get the PC experience without the PC experience on there. And I have options. Now, did my Xbox cost money? The PlayStation, the Switch 2? Yeah, but I did buy all three of those at separate times. I didn't spend the money all at once, obviously, because the Switch 2 was not out at the time. But you guys kind of get what I'm saying. I think if you're going to be in the PC space, look for fantastic deals, not only for the games, but go used in your parts, especially while we're in this RAM and storage shortage, and they call it a storage and RAM shortage. But let's be honest, even with the AI coming out and buying all this, they're just, I'm not going to say it's corporate greed, but they're going to get the money that they can get out of it. So, I don't know. I'm very happy where I'm gaming at. I'm very satisfied with all the games that I do get a chance to play. I love playing on controllers. And again, I only pay for 2 online memberships. I pay for the Nintendo one because of all the classic games that I can play. And I pay for the PlayStation one because the majority of the online games on Xbox, I don't need a membership. Game Pass Ultimate has gone up, but it is still a fantastic value for everybody who play all those games, but I barely have enough time to play the games that I have, so I don't need Game Pass Ultimate. And I just think at this point in my life, being with the consoles is like where I want to be. I would love to have a gaming PC. I wish I had a supercomputer. Okay, maybe not a supercomputer, but where I can stream and play games on the same PC and be done with it and record and stuff, right? But the reality is that I don't know how much I would actually get to play of that, and also that's a pretty penny in today's economy, and I am okay where I'm at. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Sunday conversation. I'm gonna be with console for and for the rest of time, and drop in the comment section below what you guys do prefer to play on. If you want to give me a why, that's awesome as well, because I am curious why people prefer PC over the consoles. And just to be clear, this isn't a war. Play what you want to play. Just play video games. This is an amazing hobby that we all get to enjoy. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out, YouTube.